Louisiana beer reviews. Colt 45 high gravity lager, 8.5% alcohol. Colt 45 high gravity lager is not widely distributed. In fact, I've never seen it in Louisiana, and I've only seen it twice. Once in New York City, in Queens, that was in 2010, and this year in June of 2011 in Florida. There is no reference to it whatsoever on the Pabst website. And if you think this is rare, check this out. Colt 45 Premium Beer. I bought this in La Crosse, Wisconsin in 1996. The company told me last year that they still make it. Always got my eye open for it. It's just regular beer. Of course, we've all seen the Colt 45 malt liquor, which came out in 1963. And you may not have seen this because this is another sort of rare one, Colt 45 double malt liquor, which I've only seen once in St. Louis, Missouri in 2010. So I snatched it up as soon as I saw it in that convenience store on Broadway Boulevard. Okay. Well, I've had this before and I thought it was pretty good. It gets a C on Beer Advocate. It gets a below average rating on Rate Beer, although it gets a 91 out of 100 for the style malt liquor. So they don't particularly care for malt liquor on that site, but Rate Beer is fair about it, and they say, but for the style, it's very good. And it gets a very fine rating on the beer and meat. So I'll try to be open-minded with this, of course. Got a little bit of vapor coming out. As you would expect, it has a very, very thick white head. So typical for these American style lagers. And it has a clear golden appearance with some bubbles streaming up. All right, go ahead on to the smell test. Let's see here. Initially, there's not much there. And there's still not much there. Pick up a little bit of alcohol and maybe a little bit of grain and water, but there's not much aroma with this that I'm picking up at all. May as well go to the taste test. Alcohol forward. Just get that rush of alcohol, that rush of grains, mostly corn, I think, some barley. The hop bitterness it's present. It's on the low side, but it's not super low. It's there to balance it out. There's some sweetness here. But it's not cloying, it's not like chewy, you know, that disgusting sweetness that you'll get. 8.5 is about as high as I care to go with these extra strong beers, as they call them in Europe. Have to call them malt liquor in America because you can't call beer, you can't have beer with a strong alcohol content. So they just invented a name, malt liquor. So all it is beer. There's no difference between malt liquor and beer, by the way, except the alcohol level. Well, it's It's not bland. The taste is bold. It's a full flavor. It's smooth. The body is medium. The finish is pretty dry. It's crisp, and it is refreshing, and the drinkability is high with this. I mean, you can gulp these down. That would be a terrible mistake on your part to gulp these down, because you gulp this down, it's going to bring you to your knees. And if you drink a 40 ounce of this, you might die. So it's not a joke. Got to be careful when you drink this, but this would go well with Mexican food, steak and potatoes, some potato chips, steak and eggs. Like I remarked before, it would be a good breakfast malt liquor. Steak, get some eggs and hash browns or grits, put a lot of Tabasco on there and some black pepper, and this would really cut that that spice. So yes, it would be a good breakfast malt liquor, but I would prefer to have it like I'm having it now, around 6 in the evening. For breakfast, I'd rather go with coffee, tell you the truth, and really coffee and chicory. But I think this is very tasty. For the style, it's, A+ for the style. For beer itself, it's at least a B+. It's very good. It has sort of that wine flavor, that barley wine flavor. It is a very good beer. Everything Pabst does with Colt 45 is terrific. I think the double malt is very good and bold, although it has no more alcohol than the regular Colt 45, but it has a bolder flavor. I think the Colt 45 is very good. This Colt 45 beer, from my recollection of 15 years ago, was a solid American style lager. Can't comment on the blast fruit flavored concoctions by Colt 45 because I don't really go into that area of the flavored beers, so I don't think you'll ever see a review. I can almost guarantee you'll never see a review from me on that, written or video. But anyway, Laissez le bon temps rouler. This is a very good beer. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.